Yeah, I just recently thought, can you even live without spending any money? It's like maybe I'm becoming a farmer by the countryside or the New Zealand, you know. Hello everyone, welcome back to the series. My name is Jason and today I will be your co-host for this episode. And this is Jason and the Chatterbox, JAAC, a podcast where I learn about things in life from a series of discussion with my friends or domain expert, and also to improve myself as a better conversationalist. And yes, you heard it right. I said I'm co-host for today because we are trying new different format for this podcast. And for today episode, I'm actually accompanied by my friend who make an appearance in the earlier episode, and she will act as my guest co-host today. So please welcome Priscilla. Thank you for coming, Priscilla.
Hello, thank you for having me.
How are you doing these days? With the restriction relaxed now, right?
Actually very fun. Can go out and dine out nowadays, so it's not bad.
But it's only for two-person for dining in.
I'll dine in myself.
Yeah, I mean that's a solution. So yeah, how is the work nowadays?
Work has been busy, but it's been a good busy, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So by the way, viewers and listeners, if you don't know what Priscilla, you can check to the introduction section on the first episode. But Priscilla, please share about yourself in 10 words, or as much or as few as you want.
Okay, so yeah, I think I shared before that I'm a consultant. So I kind of I think the word consultant is very like it's very vague. I mean, like not vague. Maybe it's it can mean a lot of different things. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
consultant in this world, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So my job or like my line of job, it's more similar to management consultant. That's the closest that I could describe. So we help businesses, we help clients to solve their problems, to help them to find out. Maybe sometimes not only solve, like find out what
Mm-hmm.
their problems are as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
something along that line.
So that's the brief introduction about Priscilla. But recently, I heard that you just come back to work. You just came back to work. I think 2 weeks ago, right?
Last week, actually.
Oh, only last week. So,
Yes.
oh, so why is it the case? Will you mind to share why you suddenly come back to work again?
It's not really come back to work. I think I've always been there. Yeah. So I recently take a 1 month break from my
Wow.
work.
Oh my.
Yeah. Wow, that's a dream, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I took 2 weeks of unpaid leave, I believe. Yeah. I still have like about 2 weeks of leave, so I took 2 weeks unpaid leave on top of my own paid leave,
Mm.
to just rest and to just recuperate, to learn about myself better. And I just came back to work last week, so I'm still happy now.
Oh. What activity or specifically you did during those 1 month? I'm curious because 1 month is such a long time, and then there's a lot of things lot of things you can do without the
Mm,
restriction, of course. But what you can do with all the social restriction during that 1 month?
So during that 1 month, actually, when my leave started in the beginning, the restriction was kind of like being strictened,
Right.
by the government. So suddenly, from 5 people gatherings, we can only gather for like 2 people, and it's kind of like a bummer because I mean, like
Exactly.
you're taking leave and it's unpaid some more, so you might want to spend it like to do like good things with your friends, right? To do like fun things with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I kind of am happy that it was the case of 2 people.
Why?
For some reason. So there's a good thing and there's a good side of it. I could see the good side. The positive side is that I will not be so exhausted from all the gatherings or from all the social activities.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I 1 month is such a long time for leave
Mm.
from work and all. Because I think I also learned from you who have more work experience of 6 months, that taking a day off once in a time is good, but it felt different, isn't it? It's when you take one day off, maybe on the Friday or on the Monday, you still have this work work mindset or work. Basically, you're still thinking of work. The
Mm.
work stuff is still lingering, isn't it? But about 1 month, like how do you feel? So you must be flushing everything about work, or
No
are
lah, no lah.
there?
No lah, no lah, no lah. So actually that during this 1 month period, the work is still ongoing. So there are still a lot of discussions here and there. And because I'm still responsible of I'm still in the project and the project is still ongoing. So I was still needed for some of the meetings or some of the things
Hmm.
that they need to discuss. So I will still come back for once in a while or just to join a 2 hours meeting in a week. So it's not too bad. I mean, I could still have my day off. I think it's still a reasonable amount of meetings that I attended as well during that period. And actually, I did a lot of things during that period as well, like
Hmm.
life and fun things that is not work. So it's not too bad, yeah. And I didn't flush everything out of the down the toilet either.
But it's definitely felt different compared to when you take it like 1 day off and then
Yes,
right.
yes. It's definitely different because you don't need to you don't need to have the thought like, oh, tomorrow I need to do
Exactly.
this, or like, yeah, it's just like freer, I guess. Like you can plan what you want to do, you actually want to do, or what you have been wanting to do but you can't. So like the options and the possibilities are endless.
Hmm. So if you given the option to just take one 1 month paid leave, wow, 1 month paid leave,
Wow.
and then with so 1 month is around 20 days of work, right?
Mm.
Compared to taking a consecutive weekly 20 days. So let's say you took it on Friday, the next Friday you took another off, then the next Friday you take another off. Which one you prefer? So
Which one do
you
you prefer?
okay? That's a good question. I mean, for me, it's depend on the circumstance. I'm not sure about your circumstance, so I also took like a 1 week leave on the May Day week. It felt so refreshing, but I think if it's because the thing is that if it's 20 days of 1 day leave, it's considered of like let's say you are having only four work day, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Mm.
If I don't know, like it just sounds odd, isn't it? Like I still prefer the one month off.
You still prefer to the 1 month consecutive off. um I think I would. That's actually a tough question.
Right.
Okay, I would prefer, I think the healthier one for me is to have, it's not like 1 day consecutively, but maybe a few days, but more frequent. So like maybe every 3 months, once every 3 months, I will take 1 week or like 3 days
Mm.
to just like to for leave, like 3 days on the weekdays, then like plus 2 days, or if there's like any public holidays as well. So it could be 1 week. Yeah, so but every 3 weeks or so instead of like having 4 work days every week. Yeah, if that makes sense.
But yeah, the concept of 4 work days is just sounds odd. Even it seems nice that we have more weekends per se, but it's strange, right?
I think because we are not used to it, then it becomes strange. But if it's the norm, if you're born to the world where
Hmm.
4 days a week, like 4 work days a week is a thing, I don't think it's strange, right?
I think so. I guess it's about the norm that we already adopt from the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I mean, like if we kind of like have it set since the beginning, or maybe like everyone suddenly in the world be like, okay, let's just have 4 work days a week. Let's apply this worldwide and everything. I think that's gonna be a custom, and we're gonna be used to it.
Mm-hmm. It's just about the custom that already existing. And okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay. So maybe for next leave, should take shorter one, more frequent.
yeah.
Mm,
I think that's healthier actually.
mm. Unless you already burn out. I mean, burnout is a real thing. You even with the current pandemics going around, the line between work and your daily life is getting blurred. So
True.
so how do you feel? Do you prefer everything before the pandemic or after the pandemic? or during
I
this
think
pandemic?
working from home has its own benefits and it has its own good sides. Because you don't need to travel, you don't need to
Right.
commute. Yes, and that saves a lot of your sleeping time.
Mm.
You can wake up later, and then yeah, you can wake up later, and then you can end off the work still. If you end work on time, then you can do a lot more things at home, or like you can go out afterwards
Mm.
instead
The,
of like needing to travel from office to somewhere else or from office to home. You save a lot of time there, and there is more flexibility as well in terms of what you want to do on the day, right? So for example, like, oh, I want to do my laundry at 2 p.m. Normally you can't do that, and but now since you're home, laundry is just
yes.
like putting it things in the washing machine, and then it's like take 5 minutes. You could do that. It's just 5 minutes.
Doing you can do your house chores like the laundry at least during your
Yeah.
weekdays. Yeah.
Yes.
And you don't need to taking slots for trying the rack and then everything,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, if you share houses, yes, like us. Yeah, but working from office feels different because you see the people. Yes.
it's about the social interaction. It's
Yes. Yes.
that's what I miss the most, the social interaction. Even though I'm not a very social person, yeah. I mean,
Wait. Wait. Talking about social life in office, have you ever been socializing with your colleagues?
uh,
Actually, in real life?
of course. What do you mean? I mean, if we went to lunch, I mean, everyone eat lunch together, right?
No,
No,
but like if I remember it correctly, you're new in this office, then suddenly pandemic happened, right? And then lockdown
exactly.
happened.
Yes.
So
So,
have you been socializing out with your colleagues? Actually, do you
uh,
have like that work social life that you've been talking about just now?
okay, so is the socialized per se is not maybe in your picture or image that oh you went out to eating nice food or everything once in a while. We do it very rarely per se, but socializing, even during the pandemic. So actually, clarification, right? So when I joined this new office, I worked in the office for at least 1.5 months. Then pandemic
Mm.
happened, so I don't have much meeting them physically, but it's it's just a different feeling socializing so early during the lockdown and then all this whole health crisis. We have this weekly catch up and then talking and all, but it just felt different. Catching up in real life, face to face with Zoom is it can't match with the real thing. You see,
Yes, agree. Totally agree on that. Yeah.
so
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 that's the thing about working in office. There's like that thing, and then there is like separation that you said as well, like not so blurred lines between work and life for some people.
hmm. So yeah, I mean, we just need to strike the right balance to socialize. You don't step too much, you don't step too low, and you will be miss out. So yeah, the socializing part, I miss it. I miss it. I miss it. But yeah, it's still good that we have this Zoom and all. I mean, if we don't have Zoom, we don't have all of like this virtual conference. What? How do we do even socialize in like in this health crisis pandemic situation? Do we use pigeon or
Yes.
something?
Yes, exactly. Or we use the can, like the old times, like
Yeah,
telephone with your neighbors,
the
or
can telephone.
write letters.
I think by the time the pandemic is over, you just receive one exchange, then it's like, hey, who are you? Even I don't know how many times you've been to office. This pandemic is just like blur the time. Like you see, like the concept of time is doesn't even exist anymore. Like we are stationary, or we are moving, but we are
Mm.
I don't know. It just stays there. Or even I forgot my because I as I mentioned I moved to a new workplace and then apparently they moved to a new office. I can't even remember the floor level.
So basically, you move to a new office, and then you can't enjoy the new office yet, and then there's pandemic.
Exactly, that's what happened. Then
And
the,
nobody enjoyed the new office.
only 1 month, I think.
Only 1 month.
1.5 months. So even during the first 1.5 months, there's still not much decoration. So it's still pretty plain, nothing that much. Then the decoration happened during the pandemic, so we only saw it from the photos and that's it.
That's very sad actually.
Right.
But
Uh,
you have not been back to office until today.
nope. So the only time I went back to office was last October. So only 8 months, 7 months after I moved to this place, I
Mm.
work at here, and then it's only to picking up my items, and that's it.
So you can't even work on the office yet, in the office
No,
yet.
no. How to say? You can go back to office on the optional basis, but it's depend on which slot and timing.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, you see, working at office during this time of crisis, you need to wear mask all the time. Do you think it's
Yep.
convenient? Let's say, I mean, if it's aircon, it's an aircon office should be fine. But still, how do you? I think you went back to office for a few times, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's great because I mean like it's not great wearing the mask the whole day. What I was about to say is that yeah, I think I'm grateful that I could go back to office for a few times.
Mm-hmm.
There was a period where I think we are in phase two, last year, like phase two, phase three, that kind of
Mm-hmm.
that time. Those time, yeah. Those time I could go back to office half of the work days that I have. So, for example,
Mm.
in a month you work for 20 days, so you can come back for 10 days to office, which is great, right?
Right.
You have the options, like you can choose, you have the options. If you feel like not going to office, you can just work from home.
Mm.
If you want to work from office, you just drop by the office, and that's perfect. That's the ideal case for everyone.
Mm.
It's actually very great because like you can see the people, your colleagues, especially if you like agree to come on the same day, so you could like
Yes.
have lunch, you could catch up. The must think it's something that is a bit uncomfortable, especially if you have a lot of meetings where you need to talk.
Mm.
Yeah, if you have a lot of virtual meetings or you have a lot of presentations, then it becomes uncomfortable. But after a while, you'll get used to it.
Oh, okay. That's new to
Yeah,
me.
after a while, you'll get used to it. For me, it affect my skin at first. The
Yeah. That.
maskne.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But you just need to change your mask regularly.
Mm.
Then it will be fine. Yeah, it's okay. It's not too bad. It's not
That's
the
true.
worst thing that could happen, right?
Yeah. I mean, given the option, also yeah, that's also very unfortunate. So back in my office, they enroll this you can pick the slot that you want to come in, and that's it, right? So okay, you can work
Mm,
from office. So they enroll it at my place around April, around May. So you
mm.
can you can choose and all. But then I'm thinking, oh, okay, maybe I want to book a slot on June, like on the month June. But then we are now here. Everything back to phase two. We're at phase three. Yeah, yeah. That's why he's like, aish, it doesn't work. Okay. I'll be staying at home again. But do you okay, so I'm not sure if you saw the ongoing news going around that flexible working arrangement now is such a
It's a
treasured.
thing.
Yes, it's a treasured things by new freshmen or new worker, basically. Like it is on the same degree as how is the remuneration looks like, and then how is the employee benefit looks like. The work arrangement, the flexible work arrangement is become treasured, and then some of the job seeker, yes, job seeker, they're looking for flexible working arrangement, but then there is a tug of war between the company. What do you feel? Do you think that we or those job seeker should be getting that
Getting flexible working hours.
flexible working
Like,
hours despite maybe it's not pandemic?
I think flexible working hours um is a benefit that everyone should not should. It will be good if I think should is a law. Like if I say should, then
Hmm.
I'm making it a
It's good
law.
to
I don't
have.
think it's good to have. Yes, it's good to have. It's definitely something that would help you to manage your life better. I
Hmm.
mean, like manage between work and life better as well. So let's say if you have like certain hobbies that you want to do on certain days or certain timings, or if you have like health issues or you want to take care of your families, then flexible working hours definitely is something that you would love to have, right?
Mm.
But at the same time, I don't think it's a must because like strict, like not flexible working hours has been there for a while either, like as well. So yeah, I don't think it's a must, but nowadays it's a trend, it's a thing.
Mm.
So of course people would love to have flexible working hours. Like people just love to have the options.
I think flexible working arrangement or working hours is the same buzz as work-life balance. Like few years, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, about working. So we as for the viewers and listeners, actually we are in the same batch. So but
Hmm.
Priscilla graduated a half year earlier, 3.5. So it's almost 3.5 years. How long has it been? 3.5 years of working?
3.5 years. Oh
It's more,
yeah.
right?
Yes, 3 years. Sorry, 3 years and 4 months actually, because I started on February.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm also approaching my is it already my third year working anniversary. So yeah, how do you feel? Let's say you are reflecting back. Have you ever thought your 5 years old, your 5 year old you, 5 years old Priscilla? I don't know where were you back then. Maybe playing Lego or playing something. Will you ever thought that you end up as in office work?
Actually, as a kid, I dreamt about a lot of like occupation per se.
For example.
One of them is a doctor. It's like big classic, like kids want to be a
Mm.
doctor. It's classic.
Mm-hmm.
Then I realized that maybe I couldn't stand looking at the intestines and those like
The
inside of
internal
the
organ.
body.
Yep.
Yes. I couldn't. I might not be able to stand it, and I might puke inside the like hospital when I'm taking care of my patients and it's not good thing. So like, yeah, let's not go there. Um, there was an idea as well. I think okay. The thing about me, right?
Mm.
You know me, right, Jason? You know me
Yes.
so
Yes.
well that if like I watch a movie, I'll be inspired to become whatever the movie telling me, right?
Okay. That's
Or
right.
what the movie is about, right? Right. Yes. That
Mm-hmm.
it's been years. Okay, it's not like suddenly I become like this. Okay, so the 5 years old me might be thinking that actually being an archaeologist is great as well.
Wow.
Like finding those fossils and everything sounds like a great adventures out there. Yeah, yeah, those things basically those whatever I saw in the movie, I want to be like them.
Mm.
Until
Uh,
now, I if I watch Fast and Furious, I will still want to be a race car, like race car driver,
they
street
they're not
driver, street racer.
they're not even racing anymore.
True, they're not even racing anymore, and I still want to be a street racer,
Yeah.
illegal street racer.
Oh no.
Exactly.
for for
They
le-
they
for legal
they
purpose,
race
that's a joke.
illegally. Yes, but they race illegally, and that's what makes it cool.
Yep. Breaking the
Hmm.
law. But yeah, I mean, it's way different, right? From let's say from our childhood, let's say 5 years old, 6 year old, we have like very diverse dream occupation. Let's say you are having archaeologist, doctor, illegal strategist. I don't know whether it's a job. Or for me, I think I've dreamed of being a police. I guess being police, being what
Nino, 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 Nino.
yes, Nino, archaeologist as well because all the dinosaurs is very cool. And then
Yes, right. It's so fun, right? Like you
exactly
can go to the pyramid, dig here, dig there, and then see the ghost. Maybe the
right,
mummy came alive.
yeah. And then what I said, the wildest one I'm thinking of. I want to be a DJ.
DJ. Oh, tonight DJ is in the house, yo.
Because I like music, and then mixing music is cool, and all of the DJs out there. But then nowadays, as we grown up, the reality hits, right?
Mm.
Like, how feasible is it? Let's say you want to be a racer. Do you think how feasible for you to be a racer?
First, I can't drive. I can't drive at all. So that feasibility goes down to negative directly. Okay. So yeah, I can't drive and I'm so bad with directions. So that feasibility already negative right now. Mm.
Meanwhile,
Um,
Meanwhile, the typical racer usually comes from like, oh, a typical racer family. Oh, my great grandparents previously compete in like which Grand Prix or something else. Then we have Priscilla, right? Yeah.
Just be inspired by Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I mean, I, I guess realities hit us. Okay, I think
I don't
yeah.
think it reality hits. I think it's just that as a kid, you don't know that office job is a thing. You don't know like so many occupation out there.
Mm,
Actually, right nowadays, there's so many like there's a lot of positions that you don't even know what are those. Yeah, and then you never heard about this. And then as a kid, those like jobs or those like work or career thing, it's so foreign for kids, you know? Like who would understand like a consultant? If
exactly.
like I yeah, if I saw a kid and then like there's like if there is a kid ask me, so what do you do for a living? Then I'm like, how do I tell you this whole thing? Yeah, so when you're a kid, it's not that you have like you have a big dreams or like wild dreams. It's just that you don't know. Actually, I think it's not reality hits. I think it opens up our mind that there are other possible options out there
Hmm. Is
than
it?
what we know. I think our mind was like narrowed by like doctors, teachers,
Mm.
pilot, astronauts, those like generic stuff that kids would say. But as you grow up, actually, oh yeah, there is a like a software engineer, data
Mm.
engineer, like UX designer, those things that you never heard of when you're like younger. So actually, your mind is broader. I don't think it's reality hits.
That's such a nice way to put it, but do you think wouldn't it be creepy if let's say you have I believe you are teaching some kids in Sunday school and let's say you ask, oh, what is your dream occupation or dream job? I want to be an accountant.
Accountant. That would be something very absurd to be said by a 5 years old.
Exactly.
That would be very absurd. Uh, but sure, I mean, but some of the kids like in secondary school or like yeah middle school and
Mm.
above, they might know that they want to be an accountant.
Mm. Or was it a little different back then when we was little to the information that is available to us as a kid is way different with kid nowadays?
Yeah. That's definitely a thing as well. But again, an accountant is still a generic like job description. You know, like
Yes, yes.
accountant is like something not generic, like something that is commonly known. It's
Mm.
not too specific. It's not like if you tell your grandparents you're an accountant, they will understand what is that. But if you tell your grandparents you're an UX designer or like you are a software engineer, they will be like, "What are you doing? What
Yes.
is that work?" Yeah, if you're like a process engineer in like an like factory or something, they would like, "What is that?" They wouldn't understand your position.
Mm.
Yeah, they just know what engineer, designer. They just know like the big picture, you know. So
There's
I
a
think our mind is broader now.
there's a gap, right, between maybe explaining the jobs from our generation to the older generation or the younger
Mm.
generation to the older generation. I believe kid nowadays even thought, okay, what do you want to do? I want to be a content
TikTokers,
creator, a TikTokers,
TikTokers.
YouTubers or influencer. Then
Yes.
then our grandparents be like, hey, what is TikTok? What is YouTube, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. Like job and career like change, right? Like it's evolved, but
Mm,
at the same time, I think as a kid or as like a younger ones, your mindset is just being exposed to what you can take, right? Like only the social media, only the TV, only the
mm.
movies. But actually, there's a lot of other positions out there, a lot of like career options out there that you don't know until you go to uni and then you start like looking for a job. Then you're like, oh, actually, I can do this and I can apply to these jobs. And
Mm.
actually, this looks interesting. So now you know.
But
I
do you
think, yeah.
do you have such crisis? Because when we are kids, we have, oh, I want that job, I want this job. But then as
Mm.
you're growing up, maybe in your secondary or high school or maybe even in the university, you kind of lost like, what should I do? Do you have that?
Of course, we all have, right?
Is it?
Do we all have? Do you
Is it?
have?
I had that, but I don't know. I don't know whether it's common though.
I think we all have that, right? At least once in our life. For sure, we might have that before. Okay, if you're very determined that you want to be this, like this, and you want to do this in your life, then for sure, like,
Hmm.
you might not question it. But I think I could say most of uni students, at least, will question that, especially in those days where you're like trying to find an internship and then
Hmm.
everyone rejects you, or you're like being ghosted by all the recruiters, by all the
Yes.
HRs. Yeah, you'll be like, oh my God, am I that worthless? Nobody wants me. What am I doing with this job? What am I doing in this major? Why did I take this major? Yeah, of course we all, like, not we all, most of us might
Most.
have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that.
We had that. Yeah. Because I thought it's not common actually. But okay, so apparently I'm not the only one. Good to hear that at least.
It's not not common. I think it's just that it's so personal that people don't share it often.
Makes
Because
sense.
it's like crisis, right? Your existential crisis. It's like your quarter life, not even quarter life. You're like
A 10 life, I don't know.
20%. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like your 17% of life crisis kind of thing situation, 20th life crisis situation. 20th percentile crisis situation. uh yeah, like you like I it's like crisis situation, so it's like a vulnerable things. People just don't share it open, but I don't think it's not common.
Hmm.
I think
So it's pretty
common.
common most. So if you was a listener, if you think it's common, please comment in the
Yes,
section
yes.
and let
Have
us
you
know
ever
what.
questioned your life decisions, or like your like future, or your like career life?
Hmm.
Let us know.
Let us know. So yeah, Priscilla, about working. Do you have any ideal job? Let's say when you retire, do you or do you going to be a consultant for the rest of your life?
My ideal job is to be a tai tai. Tai tai. Find that old, yeah, old, what is that called? Old sick grandpa. Old
Ah,
rich sick grandpa. Yeah.
for legal reason, that's a joke, everyone.
Yes. There must be three category. Okay, old, sick, and rich.
I go.
No, fourth. Yeah, grandpa is old. Okay, yeah, three categories. um, do I have a dream job?
Let's say after you
Uh,
retire, let's say after you retire, you can do any job that you want on this earth, and you
mm,
don't need to think of the legal or the financial aspect of it. So let's say you don't need to worry about your food, your daily life, your daily spending. You don't need to worry. Because I believe if you just retire enjoying life, don't you think it's boring?
being a tai tai is not boring. There's a lot of gossip that you can dig in. There's always another handmade bag that you can get. There's always other sales that you can go to, you know. um, okay. Dream job while retiring. There's a lot actually that you can do, and like I have two or three options right now.
Hmm.
Not sure yet, like which one is like the really like dream job per se, but maybe like um selling food, like
Oh,
online, yeah, online shops on like food, yeah, online catering or online bakery. I think it's like home, what is it called, home baker?
oh, home baker, home business
Yeah,
kind.
home business.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's something that you could enjoy doing while you're like enjoying your old days as well. I mean, like, it's hobbies. You can cook, which is like something that I like to do, and you gain
Hmm.
money out of it, and you don't need to eat that foods that you, yeah, like you created for so many times already, and you get sick of it, but other people still enjoy it. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's something. Or become a teacher actually and share
Hmm.
like your knowledge or your wisdom to younger generation. Sounds chill, right?
Is
um, yeah, that's something that I will think of right now. Those two, but I'm not sure yet. Like later on, what I will actually do. If I
is
can get that goals to be like a tai tai by the age of 30, which is like 5 years from now, then yeah, I'll retire as a tai tai as well.
okay. For viewers or listener, I will put some tai definition down in the description or in the video. I don't know. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, enjoying life as a teacher. Wow, that's so cheap, man. Eh, so let's say you are on your 65 or 60s and 70s. You are teaching the the young future generation. Oh my god.
Okay, 60 and 65, you teach. It seems to be like a lot of chores as well. Imagine like you're 65 and then you need to talk about like people who like, okay, imagine your grandpa or grandma, right? Imagine your
Mhm.
grandparents teaching the Gen Z right now. And then
Wow,
in the class, they will be like, like the TikTok dance here and there. Then
cannot.
the teacher will be like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, there's a lot of generation gap. Now that you mention it, it's also like a bit of a chore.
Did I make
Tai
you
Tai.
reconsider?
No, 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 Tai Tai is the answer. Tai Tai.
This one, yeah.
Okay, okay,
Cannot.
okay. Wait. Go back to you. What is your dream job after you retire?
Oh, I'm actually thinking of opening my own eateries or cafe. So that's one of
Mm,
my dream idea, or making my own place or food places, like
mm,
food business. But
mm,
given the current pandemic, it's also giving another perspective. Oh, this thing can also give a setback on your business.
mm.
So I am really considering, wow, even food business, if food is even like the primary needs of human,
Mm.
it can be set back by a pandemic because people can dine in, which is
Yeah.
one of the one of the things that they are seeking is the experience of eating, not the food
Yes.
itself.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm really considering. I just recently thought, can you even live without spending any money? It's like maybe I'm becoming a farmer by the countryside or the New Zealand, and then for food I just taking my crops or my vegetable from the
Mm, mm.
garden and then do some fishing, and then there's like a very particular things that tick me off, and it's like, so okay, let's say I want to do fishing, I need the bait,
Mm,
I need the
mm.
earthworm or something for it.
Yes.
Do I want to find the earthworm by myself?
Good point.
Like, can I spend the time to find earthworm and
Well,
then
if
do
you
the
can
fishing?
spend time to get your vegetables from your farm and like feed your like cows and your chickens, I think you can have the time to find the earthworms as well.
That's the thing, but that's why like, I guess living without how to say 9 to 5 job. So 9 to 5
Mm.
job is usually associated with income generating, right?
Yeah.
But even and you just usually is providing your thought or your mind as a service, and then they repay you with all the numeration, renumeration, and all. But then if you think of the countryside life, you I mean, if you trace back to human history, human came from the farmer and gatherer nature.
Wait. Didn't came did that like human do not come from a farmer.
No, no, no,
We
no.
came from a we come from a caveman. From
Yes, yes.
caveman.
I
So
mean
if you
the
want to like go back to the origin of human, you need to be a caveman.
yes.
Not a
So
farmer.
so from the origin of the caveman, they do the hunting and everything. Then they develop to farmer and gathering.
Yep.
So
Yep.
so it's just a different. Can we as a modern, how to say, office worker per se, revert back to that old life?
Actually, that will be very, very refreshing to think about it. Just thinking about it, it's like it's so pleasant. It's like a pleasant thought. It's a happy
Right,
thought.
right.
Yeah. It's like so refreshing. You just don't think about anything. You just think about like what. I mean, like you don't need to think what you're gonna eat tomorrow because you're just gonna take it from in front. It's like all
Mm.
provided. Yeah, I think it's great. And but to be able to do that, right? To be able to have like self-sufficient life per se, I think you must have a fulfilled life first before, no?
Mm.
Else how would you like suddenly just decided like, okay, I have done enough in my life and I just want to be self-sufficient right now.
Mhm. There's
I
this
think it's
a threshold to be met in order to get that.
yeah. Or like you just being like super grateful about your life. Basically, everyone's threshold is different. Like it's like gratefulness, you're just like super grateful and you just like want to be self-sufficient and you don't want any more things, materialistic things in the world. Then yeah,
Mhm.
sure. Or you just like have a lot of money and you don't want to care anymore. You're just so done with like 9 to 5 jobs. You're just so done with like financial institutions and like all the stock markets and everything. It's possible. Like everyone threshold is different, but I think to be able to do that, don't you think that someone must hit that threshold level first?
Yeah, I
It's either
think
like super upset about life or super grateful about life. Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's why that I set the threshold as the retirement point. It's because at least you have some money that you have
Mm,
accumulated, some wealth that you have accumulated, then okay,
mm.
that's it. I'm done with the city life. Okay, I'm going back. I'm going to countryside, taking care of my sheep and cows or whatever it's called. Yeah, animal that I have. So yeah, that's such a nice thought that I have, but I don't know whether that's possible. So we'll see, viewers and listener. Maybe in 60 years time or 50 years time, I will make a vlog at my farm. Maybe.
Maybe this podcast will be recorded at your farm.
So
Oh.
then there will be some chicken or some rooster sounds from the
Maybe the
playground.
alpacas behind you will become real alpacas.
Maybe we never know, right?
Yes. Yeah, we never know.
So yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I mean, life is about maybe a bit mundane with this office work. What do you see? Do you think with office working, how do you see?
I don't think it's mundane actually. I really enjoy my office colleagues, my
Mm-hmm.
office friends. Yeah, they're pretty fun. I think I've been in a very, very good mood as well recently. I always laugh at every conversation that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I just think everything is funny, maybe, or maybe I'm just like making fun of myself. But really, I've been laughing a lot recently, even though it's busy and it's hectic. Yeah, and even though like we work until late sometimes, but I can see like positivity from the team as well. Like
Mm.
we try to make each other laugh. We try to throw jokes at nights, so it's not too bad. It's not too mundane as well. There's always like different challenges every year, every day, not every year, every day.
Every day.
Every day there's new issues. There's like new obstacles to conquer.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so deep. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, it can be mundane if you don't have other things that you're looking forward to.
Mm.
But I think you have, right? You have this podcast, so you know that you're gonna edit the podcast and everything. You have like
Yes,
other activities. Yeah. The thing is,
it's an outlet. It's an outlet outside of my work. So yeah, it's
yes,
pretty nice to do so.
yes. I
Yes.
think someone told me before. I forgot who. I think it's an actor. Someone told me this. Yeah. If the viewers know who said this, please remind me. Please help me to remember who this guy. So someone, an actor, said this before. If you need to have something that you really like, which is your job,
Mm-hmm. Mm.
and you need to have some other things that you really like as well, but
Mm.
not your job.
Mm.
So, but not your job, not related to your job at all.
Mm.
And that's
Mm.
how you can balance it in life. So you have something to look forward to. And when you're frustrated with that thing, you can still be recharged by doing the other one.
Right, right. So you are
Mm.
not burn out or get fatigue from the your main job or
Yes,
things
and
that
then
you
your
like.
main job will not be so mundane either.
That's a very
Because
good
you
point.
have something that is other thing to balance it out. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's I believe it's an actor who's yeah, he's an actor, and
Okay,
it's a he, I know. Yeah.
I'll let my editor find it later. That will be me. So yeah.
But yeah, it's not too mundane. It's not too mundane if you have other things to do.
Mm-hmm. So Priscilla, because you are now how long? 3 years and 4 months into the
Mm.
workforce. Let's say, I believe the graduation period is coming soon, right? Graduation
Yes,
period is
yes.
July this
August.
year. Yeah, it's a little bit upsetting that we can't do the convocation
Yeah.
or all of the ceremony. But do you have any message to this upcoming uh who has got job seeker or maybe the fresh graduate when they are
Mm.
looking for work?
I think I always tell this to if I do if I help out if I'm helping out on career fair, or
Mm-hmm.
if there are like interns or like anyone in my office came to talk to me, I always say this. Um, don't you worry to not know if to not know what you want in life, or to
Mm,
not know whether this job is something that you want to do or not. Like, yeah, don't worry about that, because I think I myself at this time, I also don't know what I want. Right? We might not, we might enjoy this job. We might enjoy what we
mm,
have right now, but will it be something that you want to do in like the long run or like forever? We never know,
Mm.
right? Life is a mystery by itself. So if you don't
Wow.
know, it's okay. Not everyone gets all things figured out at this life. Even
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people restart their career journey at their 30s or their 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, don't be anxious not knowing what you want or what you don't want. Actually, if this if this doesn't work out, it's good because you know that this is something that you don't want.
Mm.
Yeah, so you cross one thing out of all the like thousand lists that like thousand possibilities. You cross one thing out, and you have 99 to explore. So yeah,
The
that's
way
something that
that
I would say.
the way that you see it is that instead of saying, "Oh my God, I waste my time on this," you saw
Mm,
it as, "Oh, I know that this won't work, so I won't do it."
mm.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. So I can try other things now, and
Mm-hmm.
I have given it enough and sufficient time to like get to know it, to learn something. Yeah, then let's move on to try other things. And then like a lot of people actually restart their career or like actually go back to
Mm.
school on their 30s, 40s, or anything. There's no such thing as too late to try
Yes.
out something new. Yeah, so I think like as fresh grad, right? People always be like, yeah, but is this like, oh my goodness, I really don't know what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just get the job that offered me the first time, so I can secure anything. Or if like if you're still looking for a job, then you'll be like, okay, whatever it is, I'll just apply.
Mm.
I don't know whether I like it or not. Then yeah, and these questions, right? These questions will be there all the time, even until your work or until you can really decide that this is something that you really want to do for the
Mm.
rest of your life. But once in a while, you will definitely question yourself whether this is something that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, don't be so worried and don't be like don't think that it's the end of the world if you don't know what you want to do in life. Yeah,
Exactly. Because
yeah.
nowadays, I believe there's a saying that goes around that, oh, 30s is fine. 30s is the new 20s, actually.
Mm, mm.
So,
Yes.
so yeah, there's plenty time to figure that out, figure things
Yes,
out along the way.
yes. I have a lot of friends who go back to who go back to school on
Mm.
like their 30s or maybe like just started. I had a fun story actually. My friend just took a bachelor degree on his late 20s or early 30s, I believe.
Wow, bachelor?
Yeah, so he had a diploma before, but
Oh.
he wanted to take another bachelor to improve himself in certain way, so he just
Mm,
took it. And you see, like, it's not too late for him. You
yeah,
can always improve. Yeah.
there's no too late. I mean, if you, I mean, it's better to be late than never.
Yes, exactly. So yeah,
Mm,
don't worry too much, I guess, about not knowing things. Yeah.
mm.
Mm.
Awesome. Thank you, Priscilla, for the message. So, yeah, viewers and listener, that's all that we have for this episode. So, we discussed about all things about revolving around work. So, I hope that you guys enjoy this new format. So, this is more like an office water cooler talk. So, to let
Mm.
us know if you like it. So, Priscilla, let's say they want to know more about you. Maybe they want to know more about consulting work, or I don't know. Where do they can find you, or are there any particular causes or charity that you want to raise about?
Charity or causes? Hmm. They can find me because this is work, so I wouldn't put my IG handle or anything.
Of
So you can
course.
find me on LinkedIn for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn, and then we can connect there. Um, Classes or anything. One last thing that I would like to say is that burnout is real. So don't try to be the hero, the unseen or unsung hero in your workplace. Always remember that balance is the key of life, lah.
Awesome. So yeah, viewers, that's all that we have for today. And this episode can also be listened in the YouTube for the video format. And if you would like the audio format, it's available in Spotify and Google Podcasts. And don't forget to like and subscribe, whether in Spotify, Google Podcasts, or in YouTube. And we'll see you in the next episode very soon. And bye bye. Thank you, everyone. And thank you,
Bye
Priscilla.
bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.